My name is Jordon. The claim that I'm responding to is reality television is having a negative impact on society. And my opponent's secondary claims were, the name reality television implies that what is seen is actually real. The second one is reality TV negatively impacts our interactions with others in society. And the third is reality television negatively affects young people's attitudes and values. So for the first claim, what I want to say is, while most reality TV shows may be fake, no evidence is presented for this point. One thing I want to add is that Survivor Man is a reality TV show where I think it's Lady Stroud, the Survivor Man, films himself surviving in various dangerous situations. And while in the beginning of the show he does have a camera crew following him, and he does have one which he can reach through radio, but sometimes it doesn't really go through. So it's not like throughout the whole show he's filming himself, so it's kind of adds to the fact that it's real. And another thing that I want to add is Deadliest Catch has had numerous deaths. So why would they let so many people die if it wasn't real? If it was not real, couldn't they have just prevented it? From deadliest reports, I have 2 people were dead and 4 were missing in wind-tossed waters after disaster struck 2 crab boats Saturday at the opening of the notoriously dangerous Bering Sea commercial snow crab fishery. Some of the reasoning challenges I have are, it's not enough to just claim that reality TV shows are real, or not real with no evidence. In many cases, if reality television is so fake, it's so obviously fake, then when other people have already picked it up, because reality TV is not geared towards education, it's geared towards entertainment. So my counterclaim to that is that not all reality TV is fake and harmful. So again, the second point was that reality TV negatively impacts our interactions with others in society. And I want to challenge that again with there was not really much evidence to back that. Also this is taken from this is taken from media messages reinforce some gender stereotypes. So in TV shows, male characters were more likely to be shown on the job than female characters. 2 out of 5, or 41% male TV characters as compared to 28% of females, were seen working. In the movies, the gender differences were more striking. Men, 60%, were almost twice as likely to be shown on the job as women. So the reason that I wanted to present this was because one of the first backing points that we had for this claim too was it reinforces and creates stereotypes. This can be said for much of television in general, and it's kind of hard to just pinpoint and blame it only on reality television, because much of TV and even movies actually reinforce stereotypes and create them as well. Also, the second point he had for this was the morally questionable behavior on these shows encourages acceptance of this bad behavior. The reason I want to challenge this is because it's hard to just make a claim that just because they have it on TV that it's trying to encourage this type of behavior. Because again, it's for entertainment, it's not for education. So it's not necessarily trying to encourage this type of behavior as it's just showing it for entertainment purposes. Let's go to the third claim, which is reality television negatively affects young people's attitudes and values. You mentioned something about how the bling ring case, in which the teenagers in this case were so enamored with the lifestyles of those on reality television, they actually burglarized the homes of the reality TV stars. So I actually read through the article which you got this from, and while I was reading it, while they did steal from the celebrities' homes and they did take their items, it never mentioned that they actually watched many of these people on television. And at the end of the article, it actually said, it asked the question, why did they do this? Was it because of reality television, or was it because of other factors? So there's never really a connection made between that. And something I also have from the article was that friends said that Miss Lee had trouble at home. Miss Lee was one of the perpetrators. Her mother, who had been single for many years, started a relationship that displeased her, said one longtime friend of Miss Lee's, who asked that her name not be used to avoid retribution from the bling ring. That's when she started having problems with her mom. So probably one of the factors contributing to her stealing from the celebrities may not be the fact that she was watching TV, but more the fact that she was in a troubled household rather than the effects of reality television. Oh, and the third point that he had for this was that reality TV distorts our youth view of relationships, and to back that, it was something about it has a negative impact on a girl's self-image. And I want to challenge that by saying, how does a girl's how does when she views herself kind of relate to how reality TV distorts their sense of relationships? Because one is self-worth, and then one is relationships. So my counterclaim is to that, my counterclaim is that as many youth children know better than to emulate what is on TV.
All right, Jordan, you labeled the advocate's claims and secondary claims pretty clearly. When you get to the first point, you signposted adequately. Your challenge to the advocate's evidence is basically that they had no evidence, and I understand that. You might point out what was missing there. You provide some counter evidence. You've got a couple of examples where, in fact, there is reality TV going on. I'm not exactly sure what you get by showing that there is real in some reality TV, except that you're just denying that secondary point. In the long run, does that mean that the advocate's main proposition is incorrect? I don't know. So why are you making that argument? On the second point, you signpost that pretty well also, so I know where you are. Your claim on the evidence is pretty much the same. I did think that you had a nice counterclaim in the middle that suggested that the source of the problem is not reality television, but all television, which is entertainment-based, and where regular television shows, scripted television shows the kinds of biased information and distorted image of women as well. So I thought that was a good counterclaim on that particular point. You also argue that there's an assertion on the advocate's part that this encourages the behavior. Your explanation of that I didn't think was quite as clear as you might have had, and I think you needed a little bit more grounds on that. On the third point, when you're challenging the example of the bling ring, I think that you need to be quoting directly from the article. You're summarizing it at one point, and I don't know that you're summarizing it accurately. If you were quoting it, there wouldn't be any dispute about that. I did think that you had another argument in there, kind of a secondary issue that suggested that there was other causality behind the actions of those people that had less to do with what they saw on television and more to do with their personal lives. I think that's a good counterclaim. And that you did seem to quote a little bit more directly. At the end of the speech, nobody knows that you're done because your delivery is so kind of lackadaisical as you're going through it. It's sort of like you're just, yeah, well, and what else? And you need to be a little bit more forceful. You've got 7 minutes and 10 seconds of the speech. It's supposed to be 5 minutes, so it's 40% over time. That's a little problem. Okay, thank you.